name is Bob and welcome back to the homestead, y'all. Christy showed me a video last week that's going around on Facebook. A couple guys that were cutting the corn off their cobs and they were pushing it through a bundt pan. And I thought that was a really interesting idea. I know I have a bundt pan here and I thought, well, all corn cobs aren't created equal. You know, when you grow your own corn, they're not all the same. They're not all uniform. You can see here's two different corn cobs, two different sizes, lengths. So I thought, you know, the bundt pan, I assume they cut the center out of it to where they had the edge that they could drive it through the bundt pan. And I have a bundt pan here and I've tested the new setup that I have. But when you cut it out, you can see that corn cob goes right straight through there. It doesn't cut anything. I'm not sure if they had another piece on it. I didn't look at the video that well. But we were at a yard sale and I saw this piece, and that's what this is. That's to cut the corn right off the cob. It's spring loaded. You can see it opens and closes, and we had one of these years ago. I just never could figure out a good, easy way to use them. You know, if you set this on the side of a bowl and try to push the corn cob through, it's pretty tough. But I got to thinking when I saw their video, I thought, well, that'll set right across that bundt pan. That center piece holding that up in the bundt pan's what I've been missing all these years. So you can see this thing stretches, so you could do a smaller corn cob or a larger one. It'll stretch in and out. And so I thought, well, let's cut the center of that bundt pan out where the cob will go all the way through, and then try this to cut the corn off our cob. I've done 2 or 3 of them. I have a pan underneath. This is just a piece of, all I've done is cut a 4-inch hole in this piece of plywood, put a piece of plastic over it. Then I can set my bundt pan and my corn cobber on it. So let's try a few ears here, see how quick. I've already done a couple dozen ears. This works great. So we'll just run it through. I can show you. Now, losing light here, but they look pretty good. Now we'll take them and we'll scrape them with a knife. We'll just scrape the kernels down like that right into the bowl. You can see there's one that it missed partially, but they look pretty good. A lot better than sitting there with a knife and cutting each one off. But we'll take these now, we'll take a knife, we'll scrape them, and then we'll go ahead and get those put in baggies and freeze them. But most of your big cobs look pretty good. There's a few of these little ones here. Let me find one here. Like right here on the end. So we're going to have to take a knife and cut that off and then scrape the cob real good. But it does a pretty good job. It's not perfect by no means. After we're done scraping and cutting the cob, you can see the cob's been scraped. One thing we did figure out by pushing them through there, these ends, it doesn't cut the kernels off, so you have to cut them off and then of course scrape it. So you can see this is 101 ears of corn, and this is how much corn we got off of it. So that's at least 20 pounds of corn off of that. And then the cobs now, Christy's gonna make corn cob jelly out of some of it, and the rest we'll grind up and feed to our chickens. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, leave it below, and thanks for watching. I think I can get a couple of these.